Hey there everyone, today we'll quickly run through this question. It's a circle question that is to do with an area. We're trying to find an area of a segment, this segment right here, CB. So it's a multi-step, and at the end what we want to get is we first want to find an area of a sector, so this whole, like a pizza slice shape. We want to find the whole area of that. And then we want to find the area of the triangle, like this, the triangle of the pizza slice, and then subtract this area of the triangle from the overall sector area to find the area of the segment CB. So that's our end goal. Now let's work towards it. So firstly, let's work out each of the coordinates for C, A, and B. So firstly, we'll start with A. We are told that AB is the diameter of a circle, and because we know that AB is the diameter, we know that a tangent to which lies to A, like this, the tangent to the circle is at A, it is 90 degrees to the diameter, to the radius, right? And consecutively to the diameter. So if it's at 90 degrees, that means it's perpendicular. So if we were to work out the tangent equation, which we're already given, by the way, we can work out the equation of line AB because it's a diameter which is perpendicular to this line here. If we take the negative reciprocal of it, we get the gradient of line AB, which happens to be the diameter. So, but before that, let's work out our A coordinate, so the Y coordinate for point A. In order to do that, all we really have to do is to substitute this minus 6 into the x here to work out y. So, y is equals to 2 times minus 6 plus 20, which is 8, right? Minus 12 plus 20, that's 8. So, A has a coordinates minus 6, 8. So that's our A. Let's remove all of this and move this up a little bit. There we go. Now let's work out our equation for line AB. So taking the negative reciprocal, I'll indicate as MP, stands for so the gradient of the perpendicular line of the tangent, right? Again, the perpendicular line is AB. MP will be therefore a negative reciprocal, so minus 1 over 2, right? We're taking the negative reciprocal of the 2 here. So our overall equation will be something like y is equals to minus 1 over 2x plus c. We don't know what c is, so let's try work that out. So I'll be using one of the many forms to finding the linear graph equations. I'll be using y minus y1 equals to m bracket x minus x1, where y and x stay the same, right, the unknowns. y1 and yx are the known coordinates. Our known coordinates are, of course, for A, coordinates for point A, right, because AB clearly crosses A, therefore the known coordinates is minus 6 and 8. So all we have to do is to substitute this in. So y minus 8 is equals to the gradient which we just found, minus 1 over 2, times x minus 6. Minus 6 makes it a positive 6, so we just write plus 6. We expand the brackets and we get minus 1 over 2x, move the minus 8 to the other side, so it becomes plus 8. And then minus 1 over 2 times 6 is minus 3. Minus 3 plus 8 is plus 5. And that's it. Our y-intercept is therefore 5. Right here, that would be 5. Great. Now let's keep working. Now we want to find what the coordinate for B is, right? Point B, the x-coordinate. Well, simply all we have to do is to substitute this minus 2 into the y here and solve for x. So if we sub in, minus 2 is equals to minus 1 over 2x plus 5. Move the 5 to the other side to make it a minus 7, right? Subtracting the 5. Multiply everything by minus 2 to get 14 is equals to x. That's it. Our x is therefore equals to 14. So 14 minus 2. Great. Let's remove all this and leave the equation of line AB only to make it cleaner. There we go. So this is AB, right? This line is AB. Great. Now we want to work out what C is, the coordinate for C. So there are many ways which we can go about doing it, but the easiest one is to actually work out the equation for the circle which we will then use to work out the coordinate for C. So, what are the equations of a circle? What things we need to figure out the equation of a circle? Well, number one is the radius, right? The radius. And also the center point, the coordinates for the center point. So let's draw the center point here. So, how do we figure out the center point for the circle? Well, it's relatively easy. We know that AB is the diameter. And you know what the definition of the diameter is? Exactly. If it's the diameter, it crosses the center of the circle and it touches the circle at 2 points at the circumference, right? But it crosses the center of the circle. So AB, right, the midpoint of AB happens to be the center of the circle. So let's work out what the midpoint of line AB is. All we have to do is take the median of the points here. So let's do this. We have -6 and 14. So we need to do 14 minus 6, right? So we're adding them together. We're adding those two together, right? And then dividing them by 2. So effectively finding the median. So let's do it. So -6 plus 14 divided by 2. Well, that's 14 minus 6. That's 8. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 4 is our x. And then we do the same for the other one. So we do 8 plus -2 or -2 plus 8. Doesn't really matter which way we write it. That's 6 divided by 2, so that's 3. And that's for our y. Let me put this just in brackets to indicate it. So the midpoint, or the center point actually, is 4, 3. That's our center point of the circle. Now what's our radius? Well, radius is easy to find. All we have to do is to use Pythagoras. So we need to find a triangle for either of the points. So either A or B. I'll go for B. Let's try work out the height of this triangle. So the height will be 3 and 2, right? So 2 points down, 3 points up in here. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So the height is 5. And the horizontal length is between 14 and 4, so that's 10, right? So 10 units in here. Taking Pythagoras, that's simply 10 squared plus 5 squared, all square root to get us length length from center to B, which is our radius. So radius is equals to 5 root 5. So now let's write out the equation of the circle. So it's x minus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared is equals to 5 root 5 squared, right? Remember, the equation for any circle is as follows: x minus a squared plus y minus b squared equals to radius squared. So that's our general equation for any circle. That's it. We sub in our center point into A and B and our radius into the R. And that's it. Now let's try finding the coordinate for C. All we have to do is once again use the equation of this shape of the circle and work out our y coordinate for C. So all we have to do is substitute this 0 into the x and solve everything for y. So let's do that. So 0 minus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals to 5 root 5 squared. Let's just do that straight away. That's 25 times 5, which is 125. All right, then, minus 4 squared, that's 16. And expanding this bracket will give us y squared minus 6y plus 9 is equals to 125. And then forming in a quadratic will give us y squared minus 6y. 9 plus 16 is 25. Minus 125, that's minus 100, is equals to 0. Now all we have to do is solve for y. So finally, x is either equals to minus root 109 plus 3 or x equals to root 109 plus 3. So C has coordinate 0 and minus root 109 plus 3 because it can't be the positive, right? It's at the bottom, therefore has to be negative answer. So that's our y coordinate for C, minus root 109 plus 3. Great. Now we can work out, or start the process at least, of working out the area for the sector. So to work out the area of this sector, we need to first find the angle here, right? And then we can use the sine area rule to work out the area of the triangle, right? After we work out the area of the sector, subtract it, and we're done. So let's get to it. So the sector roughly looks something like this. Now, these lengths are obviously the radii, and they're the same, so it's just 5 root 5 here and 5 root 5 here. And we're trying to figure out this angle. So let's split this into a triangle. So now we need to find the length here. To do that, we simply need to use Pythagoras between C and B and find the hypotenuse of this triangle here. So to find the height, all we need to do is minus 2 minus root 109 plus 3. So in brackets, don't forget. So we're doing minus 2 minus bracket minus root 109 plus 3 like this. That gives us square root 109 minus 5 is our height, right, for this triangle, for the triangle between C and B, like this. So this is the height. To work out the length is, of course, we do between 0 and x coordinate for B, which is 14. So it's just 14 in here. And now we need to do the Pythagoras. So all we have to do is square root 14 squared plus, in brackets, square root 109 minus 5 squared, square rooting all of that. And that gives us square root minus 10 square root 109 plus 330. Let's not round this up, let's just leave it as that. So that's our length CB, right? So this length right here is this. Now let's work out the angle. To do that, we'll use cosine rule, of course. So we do CB, right, length CB squared is equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC. So equals to 5 root 5 squared plus 5 root 5 again squared minus 2 times B times C. So 5 root 5 times 5 root 5 times cos A. And cos A is what we're trying to find. Now let's move all of this to the other side. So let's subtract this and divide everything by this. And then we need to take the inverse cos of whatever you get in our answer. And A, or angle A, is equals to roughly 84.398309691, etc., degrees. Let's not round it up yet, because we might end up with a slightly different answer. So let's keep it with as many decimal points as possible. Now all we have to do is find the area of the sector, which is easy. It's just 84.39 ... over 360 times pi r, right? The area of the circle formula, pi r squared. So pi times the radius, which is 5 root 5 squared, minus the area of the triangle here, right? The triangle here, minus that to give us the area of the remaining sector. To do that, to find the area of the triangle, all we have to do is a non-right angle triangle. So we use AB sine C over 2. So AB sine C over 2, that's just 5 root 5 times 5 root 5 times sine C, which is our 84.39 ... over 2. That overall gets us 29.86274 ... which approximately equals to, if we were to write it in, to say 2 decimal places, 29.86 centimeters. So I guess it's arbitrary units because we're not told what the units are. So let's leave that as the answer. And that's it. So the final answer is 29.86. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please leave a like, comment down below if you need any more help with this. Otherwise, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next videos. Bye bye guys, thanks for watching.